Welcome back, everybody, as I talk about the Big Brother Canada Season 9 feeds. Now, not a whole lot has happened over the last 2 days, game-wise, on the feeds, but I got a couple of hot takes to give today. I decided, why not have some hot takes? Just call me Skip Bayless without the charisma, if you will. The curious case of Victoria. Victoria is she's something. I think the movie Fatal Attraction is something that could be said about Victoria. She said today, I think it was today, that if her boyfriend gave her a hall pass, it would be Jed's tongue that would be the hall pass for her. She clearly does have an obsession with Jed. I don't know if it's just a major crush or what, but it is controlling her game as her crush on Jed. She needs to just give it up and go back to her homely boyfriend. It is controlling her game because she already has Latoya on the block, likely going home. So that's one person away from Jed and Tashawn. Mostly Jed in this case. But now she's already setting her sights on Beth, who has, kissed both Tashawn and Jed and is close to the guys as well. She is starting to complain about Beth to everybody, trying to throw Beth under the bus to everybody. And as annoying as Beth is, Victoria's obsession is getting the best of her because Victoria has been saying things for the past 2 days, like she wants to strangle Beth. She wants to kick Beth. She wants to hit Beth. She wants to kill Beth. I mean, yeah. So there's clearly deep-seated issues in Victoria. I brought some of them up on Twitter. Ruffled some feathers. Some people, were not happy with my assessment of Victoria, but clearly the way she grew up has some problems. But it's a bit of a shit show with Victoria, that is for sure. And speaking of shit shows, let's talk about this ball twist. The whole purple ball has been the talk of the town these past couple days. Latoya was looking for it. She found a purple ball. There's not a lot of purple balls in the ball pit. Someone would think that there is something in one of these balls, but it doesn't seem like there's something in the purple ball, or you would think Latoya would have found it. And if it's not that easily found in a purple ball, then clearly they're going to need hints at some point during the season to find this thing. I'm worried though, because this is Big Brother Canada. Big Brother Canada has done some crazy twists, and I feel like this could be more convoluted than just finding something in a ball. So I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. We'll see. I'll give it a chance, but it's not exciting, I don't think. Now, for my next subject, I was going to bring it up on the podcast and raise fan guys' blood pressure, but I'll just talk about it here, I guess. I would definitely prefer just young IG models to these older castmates this season. And I'll go through them why. We'll start with Kiefer. I do like Kiefer, I really do. But he's one of the worst players I've ever seen. And his pity party for himself, even though he says he's doing it purposefully, and I'm sure there's a hint of truth to that. But this pity party is getting old, to say the least. I don't think it's fun to watch. If it continues, and I think it will, because even before he said he was doing this purposely, he was already spiraling. He was already missing home. So I like Kiefer, but should he be here? It doesn't seem like it. His heart's not in the game. I don't think it is anyway. His brain certainly is in the game. That's 100% fact. Next, Latoya. I do like Latoya, but unfortunately, she's going home third. So like her star isn't as big as it should be, unfortunately. Next, we'll talk about Christmas. I mean, Tara, who's a Christmas Junior. That is Tara. She has the same attitude, the same negativity, the same trash activities. She's, in my opinion, borderline racist. And this is why. She has talked about every person of color, male, other than Brayden, to be intimidating. Yes, Ty is intimidating. Rohan's intimidating. Jed is intimidating. I haven't heard that word about Kyle. And although I think there was some negativity towards Kyle today, the intimidation word tells all you need to know about Tara and how Christmas-like she really is. She just needs to go back to her kids and fuck off, frankly. And last, and certainly least, we will talk about Tina, the oldest player in the game, who just decided she was going to be the typical oldest player in the game. I talked about in my last video regarding Big Brother Canada how Tina had a chance for power. She was able to run Tara last week. She could have been the deciding factor to keep her supposed duo in Latoya, but she's already just washed her hands of Latoya like it was nothing. Game-wise, this is what Tina has accomplished. She's giving up possibly having a sense of power with Latoya, Kiefer, and Tara, and decided who needs to be on top of a four-person thing. Why not just pretend like I know that Toya and the two guys on her old team are running the show, when instead she could have actually had a bigger role in that, and has decided, you know what, I'll be at the bottom of a 7-person alliance. I'll let Tara run my game, even though Tara is a mess. It's lazy, and it just shows that maybe older castmates aren't great. Maybe we need just younger, messy people because they're bringing the mess, and these old players besides Kiefer aren't. They're pretty boring. They want to play lazy. They want to play Big Brother US. And maybe that's not the worst thing, but they're playing the middle and now they're targets, so whatever. Honestly, I don't like Tina so much that I might not have people over 40 on my games. So is the season peaking too early? Unfortunately, probably. We're having a boot list of all the big personalities. We got Julie. We got Josh. And even though Josh wasn't the biggest personality, he was a very interesting player that we don't normally see on Big Brother. And honestly, the same could be said for Latoya. So we're going to probably lose those 3 in a row. And we're probably going to have a steamroll because it's going to be Jed, Deshaun, and Beth versus the house, with maybe slightly Kiefer on their side. But Jed believes everything he hears, so he's going to be a mess. And Beth has one of the worst reads on the house. So unless Deshaun pulls off a miracle, that side's going to be destroyed. At least 2 of those players are probably going in the next 3 weeks. And I know Tina and Tara have this plan where, we'll target Deshaun and Jed next week. One of them goes, we'll cling to that side. And then, okay, it's 5-5. But then somebody on that side has to win HOH for that to happen. It's really not the best odds right now. So odds are, unless one of those 3 win the next HOH, the steamroll is definitely on. And even if they do win the next HOH, they'll probably take a shot at Tina or Tara because they want to make a deal with Rohan and Kyle. So, yeah, I think the entertainment in game, this was the peak of the week. I mean, Victoria's craziness was the peak of the game, most likely. And I bring you to my last point about Big Brother. In social games, there's always at least one, maybe two players that can really go under the radar. Really don't have to do a lot to get to the final five or something. But I bring Brother, the last few seasons of Canada and the last few seasons of US, like the final five or six coast to the end. It's a coast to the end. And that's what we're seeing right now with Kyle, Rohan, Austin, and Braden. They haven't done shit in this game. They haven't done shit in this game. Kyle and Rohan have talked a big game, but they've done nothing. You can't name one thing that they did other than lay low. And Austin and Braden talk about anything other than the game all day long. They might talk 15 to 20 minutes of game all day, but it's working for them. And they have the best odds of making the end right now. And I don't know what the fix is for Big Brother. We talked on our short-lived Big Brother US podcast, what can fix Big Brother to make it a more exciting game? But unfortunately, it seems like the game is just broken. Like, I want to host a game of Big Brother for this channel. But first of all, it'd take like a month and a half, and who has time to play a game for a month and a half straight? So unless I could get that down, I don't know. But also, like, I'm thinking, what twists could just make it an interesting season where there's no steamroll? I don't know. But that's all I have to say for today. Hopefully we'll get some gameplay, but it looks like not until Thursday when there's a new HOH. This week, looking signed, sealed, and delivered. Unless Tina gets a hair up her ass, but she's already given up power to Tara. So unfortunately, that's looking like the week is already decided, barring a big purple ball.